Hello everyone, yours truly, Chrislevi13, and we'll be giving my thoughts on Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, and Fire Emblem 3 Houses. And remember, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button to see weekly content from yours truly. So to start things off, I don't have just one question. I have two questions to all of you Nintendo Switch owners around the world. Number one, have you been enjoying this hybrid console that you can play like a traditional console in its dock on your television, or take it out of that dock on the go anywhere around your house or the world and play it? Have you been enjoying it since you've got it? Because I know I got mine in April this year and I've been enjoying this a hell of a lot. And number two, have you been enjoying it in the year 2019? Because I know I have. Because if you haven't, is there something wrong? Is there something missing? Is there something off? Because you gotta look at it. In just June and July, the last 2 months of this year, the last 2 months that just passed by, 4 bangers released. 4 AAA bangers, in my opinion, just released. 2 of them I don't have, which is Mario Maker 2 and Dragon Quest Builders 2, which I still want to get both those games. I just don't have them right now. But the 2 that I do have, and will be talking to you all about today, as you all saw in my intro, is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, and Fire Emblem 3 Houses. And this is my first ever Fire Emblem that I've ever played. And I'm ready to talk about both these games for you all. Kind of give you all what my take on these games are, my impressions, my thoughts, my opinions, in a couple of minutes of both of these games. So sit back, relax, hopefully you will enjoy this, and let's dive into both these games.
Well, that's another planet we'll never be able to visit again. Because you tried to steal their most priceless artifact. How's I supposed to know that thing was so important to him? There was a plaque right next to it that said so. Yeah, well, I don't go to museums to read. I go there to steal.
Anyone else would have waited to offend their clients until after they were paid.
I'm not anyone else. I'm one of a kind, baby.
A fact that makes me wonder how much a museum might pay for you.
I am Groot.
Oh, don't...
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is the third game in the series of Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Number 1 coming out back in 2006, and number 2 coming back out in 2009. So it's been 10 years since we had a Marvel Ultimate Alliance game for people to have their hands on and play. Plus, this is the first one that has ever been developed by Nintendo. So I guess Nintendo really wanted to get their mouth, their teeth, their hands on all that Marvel craze that the movies of Marvel have been creating, because everything from Iron Man to Captain America to Thor to Black Widow to this thing to that thing, the Endgame, man, for the last 10 years the Marvel world has been on fire. Now, if you talk about something else like DC or something, that hasn't been on fire as much. But Marvel movies, they have been making bank and all that jazz. And I guess Nintendo wanted to get their teeth sunk into a little bit of that craze. But this one, compared to the other two, is set in an entirely different universe. And since its release, it has kind of got a mixed reaction from critics, from what I've seen from YouTube videos and from online forums. But me, personally, I don't always take what other people say. I usually look at what other people say and I kind of take it with a grain of salt and kind of like, you know what, they may say that, but let me go try it out for myself if I'm interested enough in something, you know. And Marvel is something that I love. As you can see right behind me, my favorite superhero of all time is who? The Wolverine. Logan, he is my favorite superhero of all time, and he has become my main in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 because I love the game. As you saw right there in a little bit of the intro, you start out as the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then you kind of go through the different other Marvel areas to get the X-Men and the Spider-Man and Daredevil and all these other characters big characters that were made popular through TV shows and movies, but also some smaller characters as well on your team so you can go beat up Thanos and stop him from getting the gauntlet and all of the stones. Which people, when they hear that, they're going to think, oh, it's going to be just what the movies are doing. Oh, it's going to be what the comics are doing. No, it's a little bit of their own take on all of that jazz, which I think is cool because then you kind of don't know what to expect when you go in there. Plus, they have to put their own little take on it if you're going to have everything from the Guardians of the Galaxy, the X-Men, the Spider-Verse, the Avengers, and all that together in one game. I mean, you can take what the comics did, but this takes it a whole different way, and I think it's pretty damn good. The only thing that I can really gripe about this game, in my opinion, other people have got their opinion, but the only thing that I can really gripe on is the camera angles. The camera angles aren't the best, whether you're playing single player, couch co-op, or even online multiplayer, because I played it a handful of times in online multiplayer, and it just like the camera angles weren't the best, but they were camera angles that I could get through, and still enjoy the game. And I gotta say from the start, whenever you start as the Guardians of the Galaxy and playing as Groot and Drax and Gamora and all them, it was really, really fun because it's really easy to swap between your 4 characters that you put on your team. You have your light attack, your strong attack, and then you have some combos that you can do once you get them powered up and all that jazz. Certain areas that you got to enter, hey, you have to use this power and this power from these two heroes to get to smash this wall down or do this puzzle or so on and so forth. And it's a very, very cool game because you get to go fight everything from Thanos to the Sentinels to this to that. And it's just a game that I really, really like, And some people look at even the art style of the game and they want to gripe about it, And I'm like, I could gripe about the art style, but the art style to me, I like shell shaded because hell, Borderlands is one of my favorite series of all time. Shell shading is one of my favorite art styles to see in video games. So I'm not griping about this game. And some people say, oh, it just looks like a mobile game, blah blah blah. So what? If that's your opinion, cool, great. Because when you play this game, there's more that meets the eye. Because from having the spear that you can upgrade all your stuff, and it looks like Final Fantasy X spear whenever you're up in there. You're doing all that stuff, doing this, and then leveling up the different powers of your characters. And what's also cool is if you have certain combinations to your team, like all people from the Spider-Man world or the Avengers or all X-Men on your team, you get certain bonuses for having certain members on your team, and that's really, really awesome, So I am not terribly far into Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 because I've been sidetracked with work, but also there's another game that I'll be talking about in just a few moments that kind of sidetracked me as well. But this game, I have probably maybe only four days since I got it, have not touched it. So I've been putting a pretty good amount of time in it, and I love this game. Plus, I love whenever I was in Discord talking to the fellow people in Abaddon's Discord, Nintendo Direct, talking to Jake and other people that may have had this game or are thinking about this game, getting this game, because it's just really, really awesome to see what all these different people think of this game. Plus, I'll let you know that I bought this game live on air. Yes, I was a guest on Abaddon's Chillcast, and I was just sitting there almost going to buy Dragon Quest Builders 2 after the stream because I had some money to buy me a game, right, after the podcast and all that jazz. But then Your Player 2 and Chip to Stick started talking about this game. And man, they just kept talking about it, and they were selling on how fun co-op is, how you can drop in, do the classic Diablo style beat 'em up, kind of just go in there, boom, 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 boom. It's not as in depth as Diablo, but you can go in there and have fun just doing the beat 'em up stuff. And I was just like, okay. And the more they kept talking about more, it was like they kept talking about it. I finally, just the urge got over me, and I picked my Switch up from behind my computer, picked it up, went right here, and right in front of them, I was like, purchased it, and I was like, okay, now I have Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and right after that episode of the Chillcast, I dived into the game, and then even more the next day, I played it alongside G5, and then alongside G5 and Abaddon, and I've had a blast playing that game. So if you got a Nintendo Switch and you want a game that's fun multiplayer, but also a game that you can play solo, and you like Marvel, then dive into this beat 'em up game and play some Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on your Nintendo Switch. And something else. It is a Nintendo Switch exclusive. The first time for it in its series because Nintendo went out and wanted to make this game. Hopefully you like that. Now let's talk about another game.
Honestly, what are you accomplishing with that little stunt? It's like you're trying to get me killed, you fool. Well, it's fine. After all, if you don't know the value of your own life, you're not going to protect it very well, are you? Course not. Well then, I guess it's up to me to guide you from now on, right? You can call me Sothis, but I'm also known as the Beginning.
Fire Emblem 3 Houses. This is one of those games that shortly after I got my Switch, I got really hyped about getting, because when I got my Nintendo Switch, this right here, I obviously got it to play Smash Brothers with a lot of my friends in the Chillcast and beyond, but also to be able to also play Pokemon for the first time in forever, because I hadn't played Pokemon since I was little. But then shortly after it, I start hearing about other games that are coming out this summer, whether it be Daemon X Machina, Astral Chains, Mario Maker 2, Dragon Quest Builders, and all those games look cool, and I want all those games. But another game that really piqued my mind was this game right here, and I'd seen OJ, a Player Essence, talk about this game. I'd seen Abaddon share some stuff to me about the game and all that jazz, and I knew from what I'd seen them say about the game that this game looked like a really, really cool game to get. And as I dived into looking more about this game, I realized that this is the 15th game in this series. And as I look right over here on the screen at some stuff that I looked up for the game, this is the first one on home console since Fire Emblem Radiance Dawn in 2007. So that's like more than 10 years. That's 12 years since we've had one of these Fire Emblem games on a home console. So that means all the rest of them were like on the DS, the 3DS, and all that stuff. And there wasn't one on the home console. So I guess the Wii U never had one. So that's kind of crazy. But for this to be my first Fire Emblem game, I'm really, really enjoying it, because ever since I dived in this game, to me, I'll give my quick thoughts on this thing, you know. And when I dived into it, I was kind of hesitant on, hey, if this is going to be a game that I'm just going to play for a little bit and then put down, because I'd seen what other people had said about it and got me hyped up for it, you know. But when I turned it on, I was like, okay, is this game really going to be for me? And I did it live on stream. And as I dived into that stream, I'm like, okay, the tactical-based role-playing, where when you're battling, it's kind of like you're playing chess, but the difference between this and regular chess is chess, you play, and there's been different bunch of ways you can move your people, but there's only a ground like this, right? But this game's like, oh, you want to play some chess? Well, we'll play chess like this, or we'll flip it like this, or we'll play it where it's like this, and it's like, wow, you know? Because I played chess a little bit in my life, but then I played this game, and it's just like that tactical-based, that grid-based stuff that you have to do, where you have to really have strategy, or you'll lose your characters if you play in classic mode. I was like, wow, you know? And I started to have to really figure out, hey, where am I going to move my characters? Which, obviously, people, I'll let you know, I chose the Black Eagles. I didn't go for Golden Deer, and I wasn't really feeling at all Blue Lives. Golden Deer is going to be my second playthrough when I go through the playthrough with permadeath, because I don't have permadeath on. But I wasn't feeling the Blue Lines at all, and you know, and I was just like, because Ingrid right here, I was feeling her to be waifu number one, but Bernadette's kind of taking that place. Bernadette and Pentra, however you say. Hopefully I'm saying these names right. So hopefully if I'm botching these names, let me know down in the comment section. Pentra, you know, them two, they're starting to take her spot, because I'm really starting to like interacting with them in the monastery, which that's something that I really like. Whenever I got into the monastery, I know the thoughts are all over the place, but you open the game up, you have your grid-based fighting, which I talked about. Now you got the monastery, and the monastery is kind of like the place where you get in there, you pick your house, and you kind of become a teacher to these students. The students that go out there and help you battle and protect the land. And it's really, really cool to do that because you go out there and you teach these classes, you give lectures, you kind of help them, guide them in their ways. To either this one wants to be good, proficient with their sword, this one wants to be proficient with their bows, this one with magic, and you make sure that everything's going right. Plus, if you talk to the other students, you can also throughout the game recruit other people into your class and all that. So maybe you want to change your lineup because you see there's this guy that you really, really like. Well, hey, you do enough stuff and you can recruit them on your side, and as you do this, you unlock more of the story and all that jazz. And when I played this game, honestly, it felt like this to me. And I don't know if y'all have felt the same way, but it felt like me like, hey, let's give you some anime and let's give you Harry Potter. Let's throw you in there. And the difference between you and Harry Potter is you're not Harry Potter. You're one of those teachers. You're one of those teachers at the school that's at the school that has to teach your class how to fight, how to defend for them, how to go out there and be the best them, and take them on the battlefield so that we can make sure that the lands stay safe for all the common folk. And I'm really enjoying this game because when you look at the cutscenes, when it really gets into those cutscenes, it's like watching an anime. When you read all that text, it's like watching anime, and the voice acting in this game is superb. I gotta say that in the last year, at least all of 2019, this game has been the most polished game that I feel like I have played. From the way you walk around the monastery, I wish there was a jump feature, that's one thing that I'd add. From the combat, from the voice acting, from the way the game is written, I'm really, really enjoying this game a whole lot. And hopefully you all that have got this game are enjoying it as well, because man, I've talked to the game looters during their streams of the game. I've seen Abaddon stream this game. I've seen Nintendo Direct play this game, Jaken play this game, and a whole slew of other people play this game. And this game is really, really cool. And I never thought I'd be into a game like this, because when I first heard about this game, I didn't think about it. But the more I kept hearing people talk about it, the more I kept seeing the hype for this game, I was like, I've got to go try this game out. And I tried this game out live on stream. And then I was like, okay, bam. And then after I got off that stream, my first stream, I'll let y'all know this. I got off my first stream of the game. And then I didn't even do a single thing. But for a minute, I went around that, about a couple minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes. I went around the whole monastery that was open up to me, because not everything in the monastery is open up to me yet, But I went around the whole monastery and talked to everybody that I got talked to. And then I soaked in the game, and I was like, you know what? I'm really, really enjoying this. And then I was like, okay, how long is this game going to be? It's going to be 60, 70, 80 hours, if not more, into this game. And I'm like, you know what? I can actually dig and see myself doing that for the first time in a long time, really diving a bunch of hours into a game, day in, day out, nighttime, daytime, all that jazz. And this is a cool game to also, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, to sit there and talk among the chill cast, the game looters, people that are on Vox and all this jazz, talk about this game. It's really, really awesome, and I have been enjoying my Nintendo Switch, and I'm happy that I made a purchase of a Nintendo Switch, because if I didn't have this Nintendo Switch, the two games that I've shared with you all today, I would not have been able to get either of those games. I would still be playing whatever the Xbox is putting out there through Game Pass, or as their very slim exclusives. Because, sorry, but this summer, PS4 and Xbox One, even if I haven't played some of the titles, those things have had slim pickings. This has been where all the games are. This Nintendo Switch, this console has been where I've been sinking my teeth into, and I know a lot of you all have too. Anyway, that's been my thoughts on Fire Emblem Three Houses and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. Hopefully you enjoyed my editing on this video and all that jazz. I did this to make a better value for each and every single one of you all. If you want to know more about my thoughts on either of these games, go check me out on Mixer.com/Chrislevi13 to see me stream more Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. And check me out right here on YouTube to see me stream some more of this game, as well as me stream a lot of other games on my set days here on YouTube, and all other times over on Mixer.com/Chrislevi13. And remember, everybody, thank you all for watching, and remember to do me the biggest favor of all, and stay awesome!